switch it on, gear in drive mode, parking brakes off, change mode to sport, and here she goes. Whoa, 387 horsepower, 500 newton meters of torque. Meet the most powerful 3 Series ever, the M340i. I had no problem whatsoever with the new generation of 3 Series that was introduced way back in 2019. It was to the point, the design elements were really sharp, but the game gets to the next level when you see the M340i. It is locally produced but does not feel like a made in India product. No offense, but I mean the design is impeccable. Going by dimensions, M340i is as long as the 3 Series with an identical wheelbase of 2851 millimeters. The design looks dynamic to say the least. Adaptive LED laser headlights are inspired by the colossal X5 and X7 of the lineup. The grille is familiar, but I find real difficulty in explaining it. The grille is truly futuristic, color coordinated, but at the same time is not gigantic as in some of the bigger BMWs. Rear is decent and thoughtfully drawn to ensure aerodynamic skills. The surface contours and spoiler, for example, optimize the thrust of an M Performance sedan. L-shaped LEDs on the tail is similar to the ones in the bigger BMWs as well. The front and the rear of the car surely look distinctive from the regular 3 Series, but my liking is on the side profile. I'll tell you why. You have strong lines on the hood that extend all the way to the side profile, the sharp line that runs all across the body, and there's another line on the low profile which terminates here and it goes upwards. So overall, these strong lines give the sense of aggression to the M340i. To complement that, you have these chunky 18-inch M-spoke alloy wheels, and I think they really look healthy out here. So what's the story inside the cabin? Let's find out. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, has a nice heft. So if you're buying this car for solely driving experience, I think you would love to be here. The features are really up there, they'll pamper you well. You have a sunroof. It is not a panoramic sunroof, but it extends to almost the end of the first row. The design of the central console is, I think, pretty nicely laid. You have this pattern on the central panel as well. There are multiple buttons and knobs all across. The iDrive system is also there. It's slick, precise, to the point. The aircon vent is slightly similar to other BMW cars. You also get features like wireless charging port, one USB port here, ambient lighting, automatic AC. I think the gear lever could have been slightly different. It looks a bit dull, to be honest, and resembles more like the regular 3 Series. But all in all, I think it's a well-appointed cabin, and apart from the headroom, I think it's pretty much to the point and you would like. On days you want to be driven around, I think this is the place you will find yourself in. And the space at the back seat, I think, is adequate. At least for me, I am 5 foot 8 inches tall. I have enough headroom. The leg room is also decent. I can move around my legs. The seat bolstering is really nice. The angle is not very steep, but for long distances, I think a little bit of more padding for thigh support would have made the deal even more sweeter. But I'm not complaining, because the overall comfort level in here is really top notch. So this is a place strictly for 4 grown-ups, 4 occupants. I don't think the middle seat can be put to use too much because of the central tunnel. But overall, it's well appointed. The soft touch around the dashboard increases that feel inside the cabin that you are moving around in a luxury car. The features are packed to the gills. You get an explosive V6 engine. The ride quality is slightly on the firmer side, and that's understandable to make this car really a sporty one. So I think this will appeal to buyers with an evolved taste and not someone who is looking to gift his son a brand new BMW on probably graduation or getting married. There are certain things that enrich the 3-liter engine. The aluminium crankcase and cylinder head reduce internal friction, and like the bigger M's, fuel supply is performed by means of high precision injection technology. A mass moment of inertia reduced by around 25% improves turbine response and a wide opening. Switch to Sport or Sport Plus, you would often hear the pops and crackles near the red line. BMW claims lightning 4.4 seconds to 100 kmph for the M340i. The 8-speed Steptronic transmission shifts undetected in both directions and leaves no signs of lag. Now this beastly car has a human side as well if you are driving it within the city limits. Move to the Eco Pro or Comfort mode and that pops up on the screen. This kind of subdues the car, make it more conducive for city driving. The throttle input is more controlled now. It does not show that much of aggression that you get in the sport mode, and I think it's a good balance, you know. The steering wheel becomes slightly lighter, slightly less stiffer. The throttle input is gradual, and I love driving this because in eco mode you tend to extract that extra bit of mileage that you really want in day-to-day driving. Now there are several key elements in the M340i that makes this car such a good machine to handle. You have those thick, healthy 18-inch alloy wheels. It is an all-wheel drive, unlike the regular 3 Series. The suspensions are slightly stiff and the chassis is really tough. You can dart it into the corners and come out grinning. Now this is not a BMW you would like to use to drop your kids to the school, but your kids will surely have a lot of fun showing this off to their friends. Well, it would attract an evolved car buyer who wants a mix of luxury and the fun to drive factor. What really fascinates me is the fact that BMW India has now the right mix of entry-level sedans, right from 40 lakhs, the 2GC, to the top of the line M340i, which should command a price tag of around 65 lakh ex-showroom. What do you think about the car? Let us know in the comment section below.